The time is nigh, open up your eyes to see the signs of the times. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the skies from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up off the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
Yes, greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazira Menin. Y'all already know, man, one perfect balance. Welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct, and if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. Yes, this is Wednesday. Apparently, it's the 26th of February, what they call February. And we have a number of things to discuss tonight. Well, I actually have some questions. I don't know, boy. I'm gonna try my best to sit through this. Yeah, we're gonna stay up here just for a hot minute. We ain't gonna stick up. So go tell a friend and tell a friend, and let's have a conversation. I said to someone, I want to make this a call-in program. As always, we'll see who calls in. Just put that link on there, and yeah, let's put that link on there and see. It's a red alert. It's a red alert. Mayday, mayday. Tell a friend and tell a friend, family. I trust that everyone is doing well, considering all that's been going on. So much trouble in the 246. So much trouble in the 246. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I'm going to be very open and say this up front. I don't want to be misunderstood, but I'm going to be very open and upfront. Sean say first this time. You something else, soldier. I love the energy. But I got some things I want to answer. I got some questions to answer tonight. I would like your participation. You know, a lot has been going on in government in Barbados and whatnot. Let us not be distracted by a number of things. I got a few videos, a few links, so you're going to need to get your pen and your paper or your mobile device so you can capture this stuff. We're going to see what's going on, man. We're going to touch on it in a different way. So tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm telling you, this might get a little controversial tonight. I'm just saying. We ain't going to be long, but we're going to be sharp because, like I said, don't fall for it. There's a lot of things happening. We're going to get right into it. So without further ado, I wonder if I should do that first. Because remember last week we was here, and we talked about it last week. We talked about a few things last week that y'all see unfold this week. I'm telling you, we had this conversation Friday regarding the Attorney General, Corey Lane, and a number of other things on Friday. And it ain't even 7 days yet, and the walls of Jericho are starting to fall. The question is, who's going to be next? So everybody focusing on who's now. We already knew what the now was going to bring. We're looking at the who's next. Ms. Haynes, we already discussed her. We're going to touch on it briefly too, not too much. Ms. Cattle, y'all already know I don't really say much about Ms. Cattle, man. So I don't have much to say about Ms. Cattle, period. But it's all relative. But nevertheless, we're going to focus on the who's next. Barbados in for some rude awakening, man. What is the state of Barbados? Like, what is it? And that's a loaded question. That's a loaded question. Deliberately using the word state. Not state, but state. What is the state of Barbados? Yes. And where is it going? Where is it going? So tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, greetings, my brother. Thanks for coming in and spending your time, sharing your energy. Number 3, first, to like. Yes, right. You got to like up your thing, family. Listen, I get in all kind of messages from YouTube and Facebook. People are working to shut this down, which is strange. We got a small community. We like Gideon's army. This ain't the 33,000. This is 3,000. This is 300, man. This ain't the 33,000. This is the 300. You know what I mean? The ones that get it done. So they be trying getting yeah, man, they conspiring again. I got about 3 more links blocked, and it's like you got folks that are assigned to sit down, watch the program, and report it. I appreciate the attention, but oh man, wow. That tell me a lot though. So you got to do your part. I do my part. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. King Alfred, greetings to Rastaman and viewers. Greetings to you too, family. Where you at? Wait, walaikum assalam, brother. Peace, peace. I see you, Pedro. I got some questions for you tonight, though. I got some questions for you tonight, man. Tim, what up? What up? Good night, everyone. The number's on the screen. Feel free to call in. In fact, hold on. Let me plug it into the system so you come right through the system. Ain't no filters. Got something to say? Say it. Let me just plug that in right there. Yeah, we cooking with gas right now. We plugged in. We plugged in. Number on the screen, man. What are your thoughts? My question is, what is the state of Barbados and where is it going? Do you have a thought? Do you have an opinion? Call and let us know. A kingdom against itself cannot stand. You see what's going on. Greetings to the family up in UK, all across the globe. Shout out to the matriarch. It's good to have you with us, joining us. There's some new legislation trying to push for, get this, conveyance. I think it's called e-conveyance. This to be, I know. Stick around, Pam. Stick around, Jackie. I'm telling you, you're gonna love that video. You can't make this stuff up. I'm telling you. I guess who they got reading it? The same usual suspect. Greetings to you too, Telma, and the whole family. Shout out to you in the south and your family in the north. You know who you be. All the apples in the building. Give thanks. All the demonic world leaders coming down. Well, that's the thing though. They coming down, but understand who's bringing them down. Is their demonic leader. So it's a state where, you know, they got to make it. See, what's happening, right? What's happening, right, Thelma, is that the people are becoming conscious of who they are. And so the system that knows this knows that they have to make it look like they're on your side. So they got to clean up the house. So they got to basically clean up house and get rid of some folks, make it look good, you know, fire a few people, bring in some new people, act like it's really a reshuffle of the deck. It's like going to Vegas. You at the table, you lost your money. Then they come and talk about, listen, you know what? Let's fix this because we're gonna fire the referee, the dealer. The cards was rigged. We're gonna get rid of him. But you don't get your money back. So they come in there and act like this guy was doing it wrong when the whole casino establishment was doing wrong, robbing countless people. But they make you feel as if they have done something for you, when in reality, they have just cushioned the blow. Greetings to the family across the road in Yarraman. Shout out to the family. Yes, 100% on point. Listen, brethren, tonight is the night. I'm telling you, man, folks ain't gonna be happy. Jackie, we see you. Greetings. Shalom, my brother. I know I'm watching. Yes, we're gonna jump right into it though because of time. We're coming in a little late here, so we're gonna do a little scramble like we land on a legal airport. We're gonna touch down, grab and go. Having said that, I go into the first video. We talked about, well, first, before I go to the video, let me go back to this. Remember let me go to I want the link I had. Oh yeah, the Caribbean education. We also have a situation where the Bar Association has something to say about a corrupt justice system. Can you believe this? The Bar Association? Maybe there's hope for us after all. We're going to hold the bar accountable. In fact, we're going to force the bar to raise the bar. Because I got to tell you something about the Bar Association in Barbados. Man, oh man. I can't tell you this. Listen, somebody bring the popcorn, man. It's about to go down. I'm telling you it's about to go down, man. Sean said it, a house divided cannot stand, right? Well, guess what? My enemy's enemy. My enemy's enemy. So we were here last week and we talked about this particular issue. So I'm just going to add this real quick. If y'all can remember this, we talked about this. The Caribbean education in crisis, World Bank warns. Now, I don't know if y'all actually took the time. Let me just copy the link. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and copy this link real quick. Get rid of the advertisement. We can't lose the advertisement yet, but I'm going to copy this for you. Go ahead and read this article. I'm posting this for a reason. We're continuing where we left off. Let me post that link. So the link about education is here. You got to go read it. But you got to understand the psychosis of this warning by the World Bank. First of all, the World Bank, listen to the name, family, the World Bank. World Bank. So these are the people that kind of govern a lot of things that businesses do. So when they warn the world, because this was made known across the globe, guess who's listening to the World Bank? Investors. So when they say the Caribbean education is in crisis, what they're telling the world, the investors, is that the Caribbean is no place to currently invest, but it's the best place to invest because now you can exploit the people. Why? Because any loan that you give them, they will not be able to repay it. Not because they don't have a plan to repay it, but because they don't have the individuals with the mindset for the next 2 generations easily, next 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years, being in a position to repay it, which means that you stand to gain so much from your investment into the region. Now it is ripe for exploitation. I'm gonna say that again. What this message really says is that the Caribbean is ripe for exploitation. Plain and simple. And let me give you the proof right now. See, we don't make this up. This came out. What's the date on this article? The 19th of February. This came out 7 days ago. A week ago, this came out. And here it is now. All of a sudden, let me just go to it, man. Let me just go right to it. I'm not even going to say a word. I'm not even going to say a word. We're not even going to get into the shuffle. First, to get rid of Kay McConnell, whatever her name is. I always butcher that. We never had a minister of education. We had an individual who sat in a position as minister of education, but we know we never had a minister because a minister of education would care about the children of the nation that those believe in. We had a few infractions under the watch of this individual who had just been placed in charge of economics. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but that's not the conversation tonight. But listen to this video right quick. I'm going to play this. Let me just cue it up. Here you go. Now, this lady is Marianne Redmond. She is the president of the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union. This is who in charge of the BSTU. In full support of move to transform education system. All of a sudden, everybody support this. I want y'all to listen carefully to what this lady has to say on this day. Because all this is happening as a result of what the World Bank came out and said. So all of a sudden, everybody's scrambling. Listen carefully, man. Listen carefully, family.
What has been in place for decades now is not working.
I could stop it right there. Like I could just stop it right there. What's been in place for decades now is not working. So wait a minute. You're telling me that only now we recognize that this isn't working? After we have failed so many countless young people in this nation that have fallen through the cracks only to be snatched up by the streets, where the streets don't love no one, to be drafted into these corners, sold on the auction block to the highest bidder, only to find themselves either in Her Majesty's prison making money for those invested in that, or Westbury or Coleridge for those who invested in that, leaving countless mothers and families stripped for generations of young men, and even in some cases, young women. But now we could say something. That's why I tell you, family, I tell you, the problem in Barbados isn't the youths, it's the adults.
What has been in place for decades now is not working. That is clear in relation to the examination itself and what happens after the exam. And in the BSTU, we are hoping that this will be a priority area where there is a relook, a rethink, and reorganization of transition from primary to secondary school. Previous comments from Mr. Blackman have exposed a commitment on his part to change and innovation in preparing youth for the 21st century, and we are excited to be working with him on this through his responsibility for education transformation. I do believe that education transformation is something that all right-thinking people see as an urgent need for us in this country.
As an urgent need for us in this country. Marianne Redmond, all due respect, I don't know where you've been living, right? But I could think of easily at this point, 14 years, we've been blowing that trumpet. From 2010, 2011, 2012, up until now, we've been blowing that trumpet. That something is wrong, and it isn't the youth. We cannot keep blaming the youth. We could hang some responsibility on the parents, but unfortunately, the parents are a product of this same educational system. So it's a little suspicious. Nevertheless, the reality is we know this. That's why I asked you, the office of Shara Willoughby, the statistic keeper, they've been knew the problem. I show you the footage on here. They've been knew this problem. I show you the footage going all the way back from 2012 where they have been singing the same thing. And here it is 2024 and we are singing the same thing. You got to be kidding me. I mean, when are we going to stop pretending that we care? When are we going to stop pretending? Like, really? The World Bank and education in the same sentence, right? That I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Serious. 2 ministers of education. There's no 2 ministers of education. It's a distraction. It's all a gimmick. There's no minister of education. None. That individual does not exist. It's a complete illusion. All because, guess what? There's no plan for the youth because we do not want to. See, if we educate the youth in terms of being entrepreneurs and leaders, then the way Barbados is would not exist. The government could not do, well, let me phrase that, sorry. The administrators could not do the things they're doing. It's difficult to enslave educated people or people who have been, well, let me phrase that again too, because the way the system is set up right now, the level of education, people are only educated to comply and go along with the establishment. They're not educated to question it. They're not pushed to be more intelligent, to create intelligent thoughts and thinking. No, they're only educated enough like a trained dog to fetch the paper and bring it to massa. That's it. You're not educated to think you should jump the fence and go and run wild as a dog. You're supposed to depend on massa to put kibbles and bits in a bowl and stick it to your doghouse where you mortgage as your reward for fetching the paper and guarding my property. That's it. And that's what we have going on. That is basically what we have going on. There's nothing for the youths, man. School. I mean, don't get me wrong. Education is very important. The education system, aka indoctrination, has never worked for us, but definitely worked for others. But that's what I'm talking about. That's it right there in a nutshell, man. That's it in a nutshell. Round of applause, man. It was never there for us. Never. That's why you see the things happening that are happening, and it's like everyone seemingly don't have a voice. They whisper in corners, but nobody really coming out and saying nothing. It's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't think of what to do. Man, this is why these things are happening. We see it over and over and over again. In fact, let me go to this one because I'm just gonna segue, let it slide. I'm let it roll tonight, man. This is why programs like this exist. Now, this might touch a few nerves. I don't know. We'll see. If you feel a way about it, well, hey, I apologize in advance. That's just how it be. But here it is. Charitable trusts invest millions to improve lives of underprivileged children. So you mean to tell me, even with the millions they get to improve the lives of these underprivileged children that we have in Barbados, nothing still can't go on? Why does the Sandy Lane Trust seem to think, you know what? Let me not even say that. Let me say this instead. How is it possible that Sandy Lane Trust helps so many underprivileged children in Barbados, yet we have so much crime by the children in Barbados who are usually from underprivileged, quote unquote, families or communities? Make it make sense, man. Hang on a second.
The Sandy Lane Charitable Trust's deep affection for Barbados shines through in their charitable endeavours. especially in their commitment to enhancing the lives of the island's children most in need. 2025 marks the celebration of the Trust's 20th year, during which time it has raised in excess of 80 million Barbados dollars.
80 million Barbados dollars in 20 years. Where this money does go though? Out of curiosity, I asked here for a friend, you know. I don't doubt that they build a lot of facilities, because I know right there in Black Rock, that place, the Nightingale Center, if I'm not mistaken, I think they would have financed a few buildings for some children and that kind of thing. I just wonder about this thing though. I just wonder about this thing. But anyhow.
Providing access, thank you.
Right? Yeah.
Providing access to quality healthcare.
But the person that clapped was getting some money, because they was happy to, we know that.
Education and community services for those most in need. These initiatives have paved the way for a far more promising future, providing
Okay, I want to go back there again. Listen carefully to what I don't know who the gentleman is. Listen carefully to what he's about to say regarding this money and where this money was supposed to have gone. And tell me if something ain't wrong. I mean, again, I'm only answering a question. I'm coming from a place of not knowing all the details. Just a question. I realize that. In fact, let me play it first before I make that statement.
Access, thank you. Providing access to quality healthcare, education, and community services for those most in need. These initiatives have paved the way for a far more promising future and empowering countless children to flourish.
Y'all heard that? Listen again.
Education and community service, access to quality healthcare, education.
Quality healthcare. I was unaware that the healthcare in Barbados wasn't available to all. In fact, I would like to think that the healthcare system in Barbados, albeit free, was adequate enough and sustainable where anybody in Barbados could go to a clinic or hospital and get quality service. But the funds were supposed to go towards providing quality and adequate health care. Quality, as if, I don't know, that word somehow, anyhow, jumped out at me. I could be wrong.
Providing access to quality healthcare.
Quality healthcare. Access to you send them to Sandy Crest?
Education.
Education, school is free.
Community services for those most in need. These initiatives have paved the way for a far more promising future and empowering countless children to flourish.
Now, I don't know what children he's referring to. I would like to see some statistics on this. I wonder if Shara Willoughby's office, I know I call her name a lot, right? Yeah. I wonder if the office that she works, the crime justice prevention, whatever they call themselves, have statistics for these children that this organization has been helping. Like, where are they today? You know that kind of thing, like, where are they today? Where are these children that they've helped, this 80 million plus, where they at? Inquiring minds want to know where they at. That's what's up, man. We just got some questions. We just want to know where they at, because we have a lot of issues in Barbados, according to what people are telling us regarding youth, and some things just ain't adding up. It's just not adding up. A lot of youth get blamed for a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, they get blamed, but are they really the wrong ones? They get accused, or are they the ones that, just asking. But let me see here. World Bank, 2 minutes, education. Greetings, Daffodil. Greetings to you too, man. Shout out to the family, Richard. How you doing? Mighty beings in the building. Straight up. Here goes the insult to injury. Sandy Lane. Yeah. Insult to injury, right? COVID, Corey Lane had a big hand in the trust and Wilfred. Well, you know what? I remember when what's the guy name from England? Charles something. When what do you call the King of England now? One of the places he visited was the Fun Ranch. Is it called the Fun Ranch that Corey Lane used to be involved in? The Fun Ranch. I don't remember the name exactly, but a place where they kept a lot of little boys. Some of these same youth he's talking about, a lot of little boys. I don't know what was the quote unquote. I don't know, but anyhow, I'm telling what I know for a fact. Okay, that's the deep. Listen, don't get into that here. He has not been charged with anything, although Miss Motley said he probably will face charges. I don't know what she meant by that. We can get that in a minute, man. Good evening, brothers and all. Yes, greetings, family. Greetings. Greetings. I only answer that question because I want to post this up. This is what I want to post next, man. I want y'all to pay attention to this one right here, man. Because speaking of being accused wrongfully, Bar Association demands probe into attorneys' malicious persecution. I don't know if it was indeed something that, well, let me not say that. I don't know the facts. But it said it was malicious. I don't know if it was. In fact, let me read this, because this goes back, hold on. For those who may not know this case, this is written the 25th of February, 2025. Bar Association demands probe into attorneys' malicious prosecution. I guess this is the president of the Barbados Bar Association, Kay Williams. She's saying, the Barbados Bar Association has called for a thorough investigation into the malicious prosecution by police of attorney at law Lanny Daisley, whom the High Court has awarded $373,904 in damages and costs to be paid by the state. President of the bar, Kay Williams, told Barbados today that an urgent probe by the relevant authorities should specifically address the conduct of 2 police officers involved in the matter. She continues, such incidents not only violate the rights of individual attorneys, but also threatens the integrity of the justice system as a whole, Williams declared. It is an opportunity to implement meaningful reform to prevent any recurrence of such a miscarriage and perversion of justice. The Barbados Bar Association will continue to advocate for justice, accountability, and the protection of the fundamental rights of all citizens. Now, this apparently happened to one of the workers. Apparently, tracing the history of this case, William explained that the ordeal began in 2012 when Daisley, while lawfully attempting to represent her client, was physically assaulted, placed in a headlock, and forcibly dragged down a flight of stairs, effectively injuring her from the effectively ejecting her from the premises. Following this, I don't know if y'all can hear me or where you last heard, but there was a disruption in communication. I was reading the situation regarding this case. Can you all hear me? Oh, where is it? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah. How you know that's a good man? How you know that's a good man? I was reading the case. Okay, you can hear. Okay, good. Now here's the thing, family. Okay, good. I was telling y'all, I was reading the case, how it happened. Did y'all hear the part? I was reading the incident. What was the last thing y'all remember hearing? Just as a point of reference. Yeah, so I don't want to repeat the same thing. What was the last thing y'all was hearing? Okay, headlock. Okay, good. Like I said, let me go back here. Okay, like I said, she was placed in a headlock while lawfully attempting to present her client physically assaulted. Okay, following the okay, yeah, it was okay. She placed in a headlock and forcibly dragged down a flight upstairs, effectively ejecting her from the premises. That's basically what happened to her. Like I said, the court basically found that these charges were basically fabricated, and basically they awarded the attorney a sum of close to $400,000, in settlement to be paid by taxpayers. To be paid by taxpayers. Let's keep that part in mind. But here's the other part. The incident highlights this. This is the other part right here. The incident highlights the grave misuse of authority by the Barbados Police Service. This is the part I want to get to, family. And William said, public trust in the justice system is of paramount importance, and such an incident only served to undermine that trust. Y'all hearing this? Now, how many people how many young men right now y'all know that would go into the system that faced similar situations where police fabricate? And I'm not talking the ones who was guilty and actually did something. I'm referring to those who had done nothing at all, like myself, where a police officer, upon making a regular traffic stop, ended up pointing a gun at your head and threatening to shoot you as if, and then go from there to actually try to physically assault you by calling other police officers to force you into handcuffs, all because you asked him his name. Like, what's your name? I gave you my information. Like, for him to tell you that he doesn't have to tell you anything about his name, just do as you're told. Just because you're trying to have a dialogue to come to some civil agreement. These are the things that happen on a regular basis, and you go to court for almost 3 years trying to exonerate yourself when you see police conspiring, fabricate information, and evidence, But you see, you may not be a lawyer. You may not, have the clout, the bar backing you to get justice. And like she said, it only goes to show how police abuse their authority. Anyhow, the long story short is that this lawyer was, they won this case, and they were awarded, like I said, $375,000, close to $374, basically $1,000 by the court to be paid by the state, which means that you and I had to pay for these two police officers. These two police officers should have been automatically, in fact, the Attorney General's office should automatically step in since the court found that their testimony was fraudulent. They should lose their job instantly. They should be recognized for who they are, identified in the paper. All the cases that these two officers right here would have oversaw in terms of, their arrest or whatever, should all be brought into question. These officers were found guilty of tampering with evidence and falsifying a report, which means that everyone who had been arrested or kidnapped by them should be released. Straight, they need to be an investigation. These two names need to be mentioned because I'm sure folks might know, wait a minute, but remember that case X, Y, and Z? I'm telling you. So this needs to be brought to, this information needs to be brought to the awareness of the people of Barbados. We need names. Miss Bar Association, if y'all are truly about the people that you claim you are, Miss Williams, you need to bring these names to the public, man. Who are these officers? Because the court has already found them guilty, according to what you said right here. Where is it? It said it right here. Hold on. Where is it? Tracing the history of this court, this lead. Hold on, let me go at the beginning. Maybe it's right at the top. Justice Williams, right? She said the Bar Association advocate justice, accountability, and protection of fundamental information, right? Well, I'm not saying tracing the history of this case. Was physically assaulted. I'm trying to say is following appellate legal practitioner, spokesperson. Well, I'm not even seeing that part, misuse of public trust. Well, I'm not even seeing it right now. We're not sure where that was. It's probably further up in the article. But it was said that the court found that basically it wasn't so. The Bar Association, okay, thought investigation, malicious prosecution, whom the High Court has awarded, and damages of costs paid by the state. And she's calling for the relevant authorities, like I said, such address the conduct of the two police officers involved in the matter. All right. Okay. Okay, here you go. The High Court, here it is right here. The court found that the two officers went as far as to fabricate evidence. That's serious. So all the people who were, the names got to be brought forward. You got people in Dawes right now, got to come home, man. Whether, these officers decide go. That's how it go. You got to make that known to the public, man, of Barbados. That's how that goes. Point blank. So only in Barbados, man. Attorney General, that's why I'm telling you, you ain't a good for nothing. All know you're supposed to be having a press conference on this, discussing these two officers and conducting a thorough investigation into these two individuals who should be named. They should be named. When you got guys in the paper when they're accused actually of committing crime, not when they're found guilty, because they have been found fabricating. So technically they've already been found guilty of what they're doing, although they have not been charged for doing it, which is interesting. The fact that the court had cited that is clear evidence the Attorney General was supposed to arrest those two men right there in the court. Pressing charges, the prosecution's office, the prosecutor's office. Only in Barbados, man. Only in Barbados. Speaking of the Attorney General, let's get to the meat of the crux. Let's get to it. It was only a matter of when. Y'all should have known that. It wasn't a matter of if. It's a matter of when. Now, I ain't going to play this in part. I don't think I'm playing the whole thing. I'm play this in part. Only because, yes, speaking of the Attorney General, the guy smiling in the back. Like he taking a yearbook picture. It's just crazy. Oh man, let me check the comments real quick though. Hang on a second, man. Flight of stairs. Yes, you back. You're coming on. All right. I'm seeing it. Last part was dragged downstairs. Okay, staircase. I got you. Give thanks for y'all keeping track, man. Y'all see how this has happened, right? That's real subtle. That's cut out, man. The lawyer mentioned their name while the media hides it. The lawyer mentioned their name while the media hide it. Pedro, you might be right. I'm telling you, man. The names need to be known so that folks who might have been found, caught up in these two guys, that has to be made public. So the nation, Barbados today, you see what you can't. In fact, man, I don't know, man. Yep, God knows who them lock up already wrongfully. Serious. I ain't saying that some people ain't guilty of doing things. I'm saying that some police guilty of doing things. Clear. And we know it. Falsifying reports, making up stories. Thought you assault the officer. Your hand broken, your jaw fractured, you in a headlock being dragged downstairs and kicked out of the building, but you assaulted them. This is crazy, man. What you do, stepped on his shoe? The health minister is still in the land of the living. Wow, haven't seen or heard him for ages. When you say health minister, you mean the guy in the back? I suppose that's who you're referring to. All right, Pedro, let me just play this clip real quick. And there's two things I have to say about this. Well, three, actually.
Received a letter from the Honorable Corey Lane asking to be relieved of his ministerial responsibilities so that he may spend more time with his family and to be able to give the government the opportunity to be able to ensure that it is in no way affected by anything related to charges. He has asked that he be noted for his complete innocence in these matters, and he is entitled to that. At the same time, I received a letter from the Honorable Marshal.
I'm not sure why she said in relation to charges, you know, and like I said, I don't know the details of what's going on, but I just want to say something about this particular incident.
More time with his family and to be able to give the government the opportunity to be able to ensure that it is in no way affected by anything related to charges.
It's not affected anything related to charges. Okay, so just taking some time for himself. Now, you gotta respect the man for that. If nothing else, I don't know the situation, what happened with Mr. Corey Lane, why he decided to resign in light of the fact he was in the police station, you know, less than a week ago. But you gotta admire, if nothing else, the fact that whether he was told to step down or forced to step down, it just goes to show the AG should be next, because in reality, what has he been doing? We still don't got a constitution. I mean, we talk about Barbados. We still don't have a constitution. we don't have, we say we have one, but we don't have one. But in reality, just to start with that, how the players can run smooth, and there's some things we don't have. We say we are a republic. We operating as a republic. And with the conversation we had last week when we talked about the crime situation in Barbados, and we talked about Corey and the Attorney General. We talked about the do's, don'ts, wars, and integrity, and the situation where they basically failed. So they managed to push Corey onto the bus. I mean, he should have seen that coming. I mean, we saw that last week. We knew that was coming. No faith. I mean, he sat there. You could see that he was troubled. That was obvious, but he had to go through the motions first. And be honest, we get it, man. Nobody's infallible. We get it. We get it. Nevertheless, you got some individuals who function a bit different. The AG, for example, he's there with his straight face and he's saying what he has to say. And in fact, let me let this play and let me get to it deeper.
He has asked that he be noted for his complete innocence in these matters, and he is entitled to that. At the same time, I received a letter from the Honorable Marcia Cattle asking to be relieved of her duties with immediate effect. I have therefore accordingly informed Her Excellency President of Barbados, the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason, of changes that become effective tomorrow, February 26. One.
Now, this is what I found most interested. Now Miss Motley is known internationally to be one of the most eloquent and prolific speakers of our time coming from the region. Let me just narrow it down. They love to hear her, but I know how Caucasians view folks from the Caribbean and quote unquote third world countries. They sit back and watch in amazement, like, because they see us as trained monkeys. So for them, it's like, let's see how she performs now. Let's see, because they don't really take it serious. They really don't. That's why no changes have really happened. It's like, come like circus in town. That's how they see us. But what I found interesting about this particular presentation by Miss Motley and the crew, and I don't know if Miss Motley's, this was at her request, this is where I have I'm just analyzing from my perspective based on my experience, right? But check this out.
That become effective tomorrow, February 26th.
Okay, so I spoke to the, and this was going to happen. Now I was waiting to hear her continue this, but there's a break in this. There's a pause, a cut.
One.
And everything changes now. So it zeroes in on her exclusively. Now, I'm not sure if this was done post-edit, so I don't know, or it was a continual stream and, they decided to, or something was said that needed to be taken out, or I don't know, but this is interesting. But listen to this, though.
That the Honorable Kirk Humphrey will take responsibility for the Office of Crime Prevention in the Ministry of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs. Largely, he has already been taking the persons who are getting ready for life coaches and parental coaches. And at the time when most of his departments will be going into one state-owned enterprise, he is in a position, therefore, to assume this responsibility without further assistance.
Okay, so here we go now. So we get that one piece plugged in there, and we back at the full screen. What was it that was changed? What happened in that space? Because here we are back at it again in real time.
Equally asked the Honorable Kay McConney to assume responsibility for the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment as full minister. This will allow her to be able to undertake these hefty responsibilities, particularly as we move to a BERT 3.0 program, a Barbados Economic Recovery Transformation 3.0, as we come to the end of our IMF program at the end of June, and therefore we need to ensure that we lay the platform for sustainable growth and development.
I'm not even getting too much into this. Like I said, this two things I observed, I thought about it, I don't know, kind of strange, strange. There's nobody in the BLP who can currently fill the shoes of Miss Mia Moore Motley. Whether you like her or you don't like her, that is a reality. My question is, what is the state of Barbados and where is it going? Because there's a reason why, like I said, she's going to win that position for 3 terms. It's pretty obvious. Even if the DLP managed to pull some seats off, what they will not pull is majority. So I don't think that Barbadians are in the place where they don't realize that the money is flowing. It will have to be some individual who is charismatic enough to step up at this point and take a position to bring some hope to Barbadians, to have people rally around a direction that's very different than the traditional norm, because this thing is unraveling and unraveling fast. So the unfortunate part, though, is that who will take the lead? Who will take the lead? We look at, even if you want to be realistic and you look at the crew right here, minus maybe Mr. Simpson, I think that's his name, and Mr. Humphrey, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. Lord, come for Barbados here. I'm telling you, man. Save the people from what they don't even know is coming. Somebody said that Jerome looked disturbed. Disturbing the word, man. In the word, man. She got heads up. Yep. He decided get tall or get tell to step down. Come on, man. Either way, going, man. Good night, family. Easy D. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Modern slave society going through to form a government of the people. Well, Only time will tell, family. Only time will tell. Rhonda, greetings. Shout out to all the Guyanese family, by the way. Greetings to each and everybody in the region, Caribbean, OECS. Y'all already know how it is, man. We got to do better for each other, family. Say, wait, hold on. You say, how can the mediums, and talk shows refer members of the Motley cabinet that give notice to removal be termed as a reshuffle? Well, they have to keep in mind that the media, like you said, mediums. I see you know what's going on. I think the most important word in here you mentioned is mediums. They are mediums. They have to cast the spell. They have to tell the people what they need the people to focus on. It's a reshuffle, although people resign and whatnot. It's not a reshuffle, you know, at all. And I appreciate that point there you brought to the table. It's really not a reshuffle at all, man. So Rassam, you're not wrong. The PM wears a size 22 shoe, and no one in Hardy can fit in her shoes. As I don't even know how you know the shoes she wears, but I will let that slide. Silence is a lamb. Silence of the lamb comes to mind. Now puts the oil on the skin. Huh? I'm telling you, man. Rising sun, large up yourself. But I give thanks, man. I tell you, family, we got to do better, though. Greetings to you too, Wendell. I see you. I see you. You reshuffling a bad deck. Yeah, you in Vegas playing with a bad deck and you reshuffling it. You know you're going to lose, right? You know you're going to lose. But wait, family, I got more. Let me not end it right there. Hold on. Let me just go to this one. If you never, ever saw it before, if you never saw it before, betrayal is a funny thing, man. I mean, this man sat with this man a few days ago. In fact, I'm not even going to say it. Let me let this play first. Politics, so bitter. Politics, bitter, family. Don't get tied up in it. It's bitter. It real bitter. Straight up. Don't get tied with it.
A lot of enthusiasm and energy into the National Peace Program. We consider that program to be an important part of the government's effort in fighting crime. With Minister Lane's departure, coupled with the fact that there's a fairly natural synergy between the program itself, because it attempts to reach into social factors rather than law enforcement factors. Minister Humphrey's ministry is well poised to carry on that work. So I look forward to Minister Humphrey carrying on what was started in the Office of the Attorney General as a crucible. And I believe that a sufficient foundation has been laid for Minister Humphrey and his team. As I said, given the importance of the social factors as causes of crime, I look forward to his team dealing with it and helping us in the crime fighting effort.
You hold on. Y'all realize, man, hold on a minute. Y'all realize what just happened, man? We did a program on Friday about this whole crime thing in the Attorney General's office and whatnot. And now this whole thing happened. Now Mr. Humphrey's ministry is going to deal with the crime issue because it falls under his portfolio allegedly at this point, which is funny. Go back and watch Friday's program if you missed it. And tell me, man, if 10 steps ahead of them, I'm telling you, family, I'm telling you, we can't make this up. My thing is, the reason why we do this, right, family, and not because we believe in them or we're hoping that they do something for the people. We do this because there are people who believe in them, that hoping they do something for them. And as a result of that, we all in this together. So, let's shine light where light needs to be shown, because show and tell this thing clear. Show and tell this thing clear. Can't even look people eye contact. He can't do. Well, you know what, man? If you look at him, on to the next one, man. All I'm saying, right, people, is that we need to pay attention and start realizing that if you're going to be rescued, it is better to start rescuing yourself first, and don't wait for no politician to come and try to rescue you. Dirty going down and funny coming up. Serious, man. We got to start paying more attention in Barbados to what's going on, family. I mean, that's all I could tell y'all, man. It's a red alert. This is a red alert. It's a major distraction. Major distraction. I'm not even talking about the young lady. What's her name from Parliament? The one that did the whole, what was that we did the other day with her? What's her name? Haynes. You remember Miss Haynes? No, it has. No, I'm not a fan of Miss Haynes going or coming, just for the record. So my question is that outside of the recent conversation y'all heard Miss Haynes had in the Senate, and to my understanding, she's been there close to 7 years at this point, 6 and change, really. Yes, give thanks, Dr. Crystal Haynes. These doctors, I don't know, the doctors. My thing is, shout out to you too, Tyrone. I see you. Greetings, family. Question: can anybody else tell me? And this, I mean, again, please, I'm just confirming what I've heard. This is my whole investigation here. Can anyone tell me any other point in time you have ever heard her say anything about anything, anytime in those 7 years, 6+ years? So if I'm incorrect, correct me. Let me know what she has said that stood out to you as monumental, as painting her as a woman that takes a stand, always takes a stand against things that she considered to be wrong. So she has a title of DR, so she should be a learned woman. So please, somebody, can you post me or tell me or message me or type here in the comments or correct me? My number's on the screen. Something that was outstanding about this young lady, who folks think all of a sudden that she's switching on me or whatever the case is by saying the things she said about Whole Town. Like I told you all in that program, she is a decoy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some folks are giving her a lot of praise. She gets none from me. Pure decoy. I don't know her from a hole in the wall. I would more give Tricia Watson praise. I think somebody said that, we was fighting for Tricia, but we're not fighting for this lady, and it's all equal. Look, man, I don't get into politics like that. But what I could tell you is that I know that Miss Watson been fighting for the people for a long, long time. Way before there was a Ralph Torn, I was hearing about Tricia Watson. She was putting in work. She's been putting in work. So I'm just basing it on what I observed myself. What I don't know, who I don't know, is Miss Haynes. Like, where she come from all of a sudden? Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that she saw the light. I'm all for it. So now she got to do some work now. So somebody give her a call and tell her, come on, Politically Incorrect, or one of the other platforms that, come on here and share. And let's have a conversation. If you're not comfortable on Politically Incorrect, there's many others. Go have a seat and have a conversation and see what happens. Maybe she'll join Ralph Torn. Maybe not. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see. We'll see. But all I'm saying is, man, I just want to know, is she known for that? Is she known for fighting and championing the cause of the people? Yes, she might have an invested interest in the Whole Town project for her own personal reasons, but then that don't count. You mean you're only saying something now finally for the first time because it's in your interest and not necessarily the people of Barbados? Like I said, her coming out like that, for me, is scripted. It's to give you the impression, like I told you, the analogy was the $5 bus fare versus the $3.50 from $2. You were more than willing to accept $3.50 juxtaposed to what you thought would have been $5. So like I said, they outline a whole bunch of changes for Whole Town. She steps up, say, no, we got to stop this. And then they offer you a simple package. Well, how about we do this instead? Oh, yeah, that's better than that stuff y'all were doing. That was the plan from the beginning. You've been played, hoodwinked, and bamboozled. You don't believe me? Look at this guy. Stargazing, man, in broad daylight. Well, this ain't broad daylight, but anyhow, we out of here, man. It's almost that time. It's getting kind of late. People got work in the AM and stuff, so we ain't gonna stick up. Need Barbadians and Barbados back to be free. Telma, the only way this is going to happen is when we, the people, start to govern ourselves, man. Is other than that, is the plantocracy rule, and once the plantocracy rule, the plantocracy rule. You know, that's it. We don't even have a constitution, man. We have a republic and have not formalized the constitution. What that basically does, it creates uncertainty. You want to be truthful. People are uncertain. You don't even know what is your constitutional right. You use the old one. They might tell you, well, listen, now, but we changed that. That's changing. We're not sure. The Constitution is foundational for establishing laws, man, and protecting the citizens' right, who consider themselves such. But on the long-term stability, man, it's crazy. Things got to happen to make way for people that already got their plans marked out. That's facts, man. Whole town is transforming already. I'm sure contracts have been awarded. They're just waiting before they go ahead and start pushing down stuff. As you fall asleep again, they probably bring up some other scandal now. Maybe Corey Lynn is a new scandal to keep you distracted. But nevertheless, before y'all go tonight, I have one more for you. And this is critical, though. This is the one I said before that I think is critical, very critical. And I think we need to pay attention to this for sure. Let me go ahead and post this because, hold on, let me just go ahead and get that video lined up for you. This one right here, I'm telling you, man, pay attention to this. Pay attention. Where is it?
This notion of 8:15 to 3 o'clock is an anachronism. It has to stop in this country. And that's one of the things, the person who I will go to State House to have sworn in shortly, that's one of the things, and GovTech, Mr. Boyce is here. This is a priority for our government. The land transactions that we do cannot continue to resemble the 19th century. This is a priority for our government. The land transactions that we do cannot continue to resemble the 19th century when we are in the 21st century. And
the land transactions, family, when we talk about moving land, right, swiftly, like, man, I don't even know what to say at this point about this land thing, family, you know. Just listen to this, man.
To that extent, therefore, this is a major priority to unlock seamless, quick, affordable land transactions in Barbados, appropriate to the third decade of the 21st century.
As a government, we are committed to reimagining these processes to improve accessibility, fairness, and equity for all.
I'm reimagining this guy back in NASCO car lot showroom. I don't know what you all, man, but every time I see this guy, what's his name again? Somebody help me.
Processes to implement, we are committed to reimagining.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to reimagine myself. I'm telling you, this guy, for some reason, I don't know where they found him. I don't know whose son he is, whose son. I don't know, man, but Dwight Sutherland. That's the guy. This is Sutherland guy. Yeah, it's the southern land guy. I am telling you, man, I am convinced a lot of these individuals are the children of the enslavers, I should say. If you did a background check, I'm telling you, not everybody in Barbados was in chains, you know. Some folks had the keys to the locks. But we're not mature enough for that conversation yet. But it's a fact. It wasn't a case where a bunch of white folks occupied Barbados and a bunch of quote unquote Africans, now they call them black, were enslaved. There were folks that looked just like you that was cracking that whip. I mean, they ain't cracking it, no. you getting this twisted, man. You getting this twisted. Yep. 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 He came from up there in St. George. I wonder if he from St. George North, because he looked like he from St. George North. He looked like he could pass from one of them folks from St. George North. Just ask Tony Moore about that. I don't mean to, keep calling her name like that, but it's probably the easiest name to call because we know that one for sure. We know that one. But there's a whole lot more. But this thing about e-commerce and not e-commerce, wait, hold on. What is it? Trying to move this land in terms of titles.
These processes to improve accessibility, fairness, and equity for all Barbadians.
E-conveyance.
You will notice that my focus is on e-conveyancing.
I just said it.
And as an engineer, we don't wait until all the dots are lined up. We have 3 dots lined up and we know what the end game is on e-conveyancing.
Now listen carefully. We don't wait. We know the end game, so we just push ahead. What's the end game? To take back the land.
And as an engineer, we don't wait until all the dots are lined up. We have 3 dots lined up and we know what the end game is, and we go towards that end game. So the journey towards e-conveyancing, however, is not simply a technological one. It is a multifaceted endeavor requiring collaboration across multiple disciplines.
Yeah, family, if you got land, you got family who has land, if you know of land, I'm telling you, man, put some nails in it. Because if it's not nailed down, wait, you think of NASCO while I think of Hard Rock. You know what? All is the same, quite frankly. You correct. You correct, boy. He is, I don't know, boy. So yes, some folks look like you and me are still cracking that whip today. It's a fact. The land already moving faster than flying fish. You for real? You serious? So read the e-conveyancing. How do we mitigate against fraud? How? That's a good question. Implement checks and balances. There have been so many instances of data breaches and all manner of other shenanigans. Listen, they know full well what they're doing, man. Straight up. Speaking in codes, yeah, we engineers, yeah. But look here, family. I think right now, Barbadians, like I said, I'm not going to come on here and play politician because I ain't into that. And so you ain't gonna get that from me. By the way, shout out to Fade and Barbados National Congress while we at it. Yeah, give thanks and all those things are happening that are not necessarily publicized like before. But I give thanks to all those involved making it happen for sure. Let me just say this, family. Our children's and our children's lives are really at stake here. We have to draw a line, hold it. We cannot pass on this one. This is one of those things we cannot afford to pass on. It's really that simple. There are a lot of changes about to happen in Barbados, and they're going to happen fast, man. And, the reality is the Constitution is a major issue right now. The government trying to make certain changes to, bring certain changes into place so that it can benefit the Plantocracy, because they see that amongst the people, there are people who are rising up, and you can get rid of them like before. You can get rid of the Malcolm or the Martin and, the one here and there. There are too many people standing up now. It's like, well, wait a minute, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Social media makes a big difference. They can't do what they used to do the way they used to do it. So they got to devise new strategies. So we got to be wise in these times, open our eyes, man, and realize the lies. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So we can no longer just sit back and we can't just play this part. We got to realize if we do nothing, nothing will happen. When the Bar Association can call out the court, hold the court accountable to call out the police officers who falsify evidence and information. This has happened all the time, which is funny because I had never heard this in no other case but when it involves a lawyer. And they give the man 400 grand, roughly. Sorry, the young lady, my apology. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people was done wrong by the same police officer. Well, maybe the same two, and maybe a whole other two, and a whole other two. It's time to clean up the house, family. Nobody, not even the dog that piss upon the wall of Babylon, should escape in these times, man. They want to transfer property electronically. So that time you home relaxing, thinking that all is well, somebody come knock on your door. So yo, you got to get out here. You got 28 days to move. What? Yeah, I bought this property. How you bought this property? Well, here's my documents. You don't go scramble and find your grandfather will. If you can find it, go to the courts, the registrar department. They make you wait forever because there are good people who work there and there's some bad people who work there. That is also a fact. They act like they don't know when they know full well what they done did. First-hand experience. I'm talking from first-hand knowledge, man. Like it how you like it. You got some good folks, so I ain't gonna front. And you got some that need to leave, but they can't leave because they're so knee-deep in this thing right now that when the indictments start to come down, what are you gonna start seeing Barbadians get locked up left, right, and center that in high government positions? Mark my word. You think Trump in America is just Trump in America? That is going to trickle down. Mark my word. Mark my word, man. Wait, Beverly, greetings to you too, Bev. I ain't see you in a minute. Hope all is well with you and the family. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. The land is our legacy. We have to be saved. We have to be safeguard. We have to safeguard it fiercely for the sake of our children. That's for sure. You referring to the case with a lawyer? That was early in the program, Ryan. You might got to go back and rewatch it. We did that earlier. For those now joining us, that link is, I think, did I post that link? I don't know if I post that link, but that link is there as well. If I didn't post that link, I'll post it now. So those who are interested can go and read that case and look it up for yourself. Yeah, but the lawyer just got some funds, man. They did that, young lady, terrible, man, dragging down the stairs and all kind of stuff. But I mean, ain't nothing. I've seen videos of police, man, look. It may not show up on YouTube. I see that already. Anyhow, the case is there. Like I said, go look it up. I'll probably show the page again in a little bit. But this guy right here, man. Anyhow, family, thank y'all for calling in. The lawyer had the incident recorded, and guess what? Devices has been banned. Oh, so the lawyer had it recorded. Now, here's the thing. Devices have been banned. So why do you think they banned the devices? You can't. So you said you cannot bring recorded evidence into the court? Trust nothing at this point. Okay, Beijing Yank watching from New York. Shout out to the family in New York. Okay, Kyla, welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. If we're not correct, feel free to correct us. The number's on the screen. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend as well. I love it. Make sure you tell the Barbadian community up there in New York, if they got land home, if they got family home, these folks looking to move land electronically. You know, electronically, it's so fast that it make your head spin, get your stomach gas. So trust when I tell you, don't play around. If you got deeds to property home that y'all didn't check on a while, check. The land want clearing, hook up with somebody, get the land, get the bush cut. Don't give them no reason to justify taking your land from you, because once they take it, I'm guaranteeing you, you ain't gonna get that back like that. So it's not allowed in Barbados, really. You know that it's funny how Barbados Parliament always making laws to disadvantage the people, and the people don't realize this. If this is a law where it says it's banned, imagine you had, look, that's how you know, listen, that's how you know, right? You're not in a free country. You are on a plantation. You can record Massa committing a crime. You cannot enter court as evidence because it might indict Massa. but let them catch you in a store shoplifting on camera. Yeah, let them catch you in a store shoplifting on camera and watch what happened. And watch what happened, man. The boy didn't see you, you know. Only got you on camera. Well, if that's the law in Barbados, well, like I said, I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm incorrect. But before I go tonight, the lawyers are not allowed to take recording devices when visiting clients in police custody. Well, I don't. Well, a lot of I don't know, man. You can't bring them. They could, I don't know how it works in Barbados from the law standpoint. Maybe we should look into this just for clarity. And I say that on the heels of the fact that we did a program last week on the fisheries, and I've gotten several. If y'all remember that before, in fact, before I go, let me say this. Last week we did a program. We had some guests come in on Wednesday on the fisheries in Barbados regarding the new legislation. If it's a good catch, some of y'all might remember that program. I don't know if you do remember it, fine. If you don't, fine. Let me just pull it up real quick so that folks can actually, for those who did not see it, let me go here personally to my page. Let me go here, share this one instead. Hang on a second. Let me do this real quick. So this is on the page of Politically Incorrect. For those who may not know my page personally, that is the page. So on this page, we did a program last week. Where is it? Oh, here it is. On is the new fishing legislation a good catch? On that program, we had a few guests came in. We had, in fact, let me get where we have all the guests so we can see who is who. Yeah, we had a few guests that came on the program, you know, that on that particular day. Let me just put it where you can see it. And that's what's up. And so, shout out to Malcolm, by the way, and my technician and the sister right there that came on as well. Wade, I think he said the C technician. He has a term he uses. I kind of admire it. But nevertheless, I got several calls on this, and I just want to say this now. You know, and I'm saying this in response to the calls I got and the particular one statement by the one individual, and I'll leave it at that. But I want to say this, you know, the day we find ourselves in a society where if we have two options, agree or shut up, then I don't want to be a part of that. I mean, I don't want to be a part of it. Whether you think I'm right or think I'm wrong is fine. My point is, everyone is entitled to have an opinion. It doesn't have to be the best. It doesn't have to be the worst. But just respect that they have a different view from you. But that doesn't mean they're good or means they're bad. Doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't mean they're wrong. It means they just have a different view. But the day where you cannot express that view to those who are expressing their views to you, not only that, going as far as creating legislation to implement their views that they believe is best. For some reason, they think they're the only one that could come up with something good. And guess what? That's a dictatorship, which is not a problem. But you look through history at all dictatorships that was ruling and all dictators that have ruled. You notice that they all fell like Saul on their own sword. And that's all I got to say about that, man. But it's a call from the boss, Ross. Pedro, listen, Pedro, I admire you so much, man, but you will never call in the program. I ain't mind you. You wouldn't call in. Try and call in when you're ready, man. Nah, the only boss I have is right here, look. Haile Selassie the first, man. You know, that is it. I just a vessel, man. But it wasn't a call from the boss. But some folks were not pleased. And I'll tell you what, it was a bit disturbing. And I'll tell you why I felt disturbed by it, because I go to the fisheries, I see the fisher folks, and I empathize with most of them because I see what they go through. I understand it better now. It's like going to St. Vincent and watching men carry a sack of yams, 100 pounds on his shoulder, one man, and he got to carry 20 or 30 more sacks to make sure that we get this food. He may have to carry that for maybe 600 yards. You know what I mean? 900 yards to get it where it needs to be placed on a vehicle because the road ain't that good. And this is just, by the way, down a slippery slope on the side of a mountain. You know, a different appreciation for the people who put their lives at risk for us. So me expressing a concern, asking questions, disturb people. Well, I'm not disturbed by that. I'm disturbed to think that people would be disturbed because people are asking questions. Okay, they might be wrong. But like going back in school, you know, when children, you know, raise your hand, you know the answer, and somebody put their hand and answer it, and that's incorrect. You know, the class might giggle. But the truth is, the bots put it in their hands, so the bots don't even know. Anybody think everything okay till it ain't okay. But nah, Pedro, it was just a realization again, man, like, man, you know what? Barbados, right, is in for a rude awakening. And like Noah Ark, right? Noah preached for 120 years. According to the biblical story, 120 years. Right? Really got 4 years in at best, if that much. Well, not really, at least on this platform, in this kind of forum. But even then, from a biblical standpoint, with the power of God governing him, guiding him, directing him to build the ark, imagine that the people still ain't listen to him. So who's me? Oh, man. I tell you, man. Anyhow, family, we out of here. What time is it? Yeah, we out of here, man. I give thanks, man, for those calling in. Oh, wait. Messaging, because I get my messages. I appreciate the messages, man. I appreciate the messages. I got a shout out to the L's, man. I give thanks for the L's. Anyhow, we out. Got some things I got to go and attend to. So, family, let me see. Wait, do I have that one other video? Let me. Should I? Let me put this one up. Let me put this one up. This is another article. Just put this one up quick. You know, the irony is profound, man. This is another one here. Let me put this link up for you. I don't know, this is a short link because these long links are not posted. But go look this up, family. Lawyer must bring surety or go to prison. The lawyer must bring surety or go to prison. You see how things starting to unravel? Maybe there's a change on the horizon after all, man. Maybe. Maybe there's a change on the horizon. Family, stay aware, stay vigilant, and pay attention to what's going on. Do not fall for the distractions. Do not fall for the distractions. Okay? We come too far now to get caught up in any, foolishness. So anyhow, having said that, I'm going to drop a tune real quick. We out the door. Out the door. Me and stargazing at the AG, looking up. Perhaps. Oh, wait, there was one more. I knew there was one more. Leave this to Friday. So the central bank warns of Ponzi schemes targeting Barbadians. You can't make this up. This goes back, but I want y'all to pay attention to why. We can discuss this coming forward. So stay tuned to Friday night. Stay tuned. Daffodil, you good night. Peaceful night to you too and everyone else on here. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the thing. You know how the whole, if you haven't done it as yet, I always feel if I gotta tell you to share and subscribe and like, man, you ain't been paying attention. You're part of the problem because truth is truth. Straight up. Truth is truth, man. My number's on the screen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Holler at me when you get a chance. Until then, we out. We out. Randall, we'll see you later till next time. For sure, Friday we can have some conversations, man. Pedro said play a culture. Yeah, all right. Just for you, Pedro. Just for you, Pedro. Shout out to the family. Love, light, unite family. Night from mom and I. Shout out to moms, the matriarch. To my knowledge, she is the most senior person in tune with politically incorrect. We have a baby, shout out to Baby Lee, and we have the elder, and a few other elders, man. And that's why we do what we do. That is why we do what we do, man. For the sake of the younger generation. Rise and shine. Strength and power, man. Waste no more time. Remember your history, right? Okay, I'm trying to see now. I'm trying to see here which one I'm gonna drop for you, man. Just for you, man. Just for you, man. Yeah, I like this one, man. I like this one, man. Wait, hold on. Before I play that tune there, though, wait a minute. Pedro, wait a minute, man. Hold on. Let me pull this one up real quick. Oh yeah. You can never tell, man. Never tell, man. Hold on. Too many tunes, man, Pedro. Cause you got too many tunes. But I want the right tune, man. The right tune. When the right time come. Wait, where Empress? I see Empress tonight though. Let me see. I can do this one. I do this one. This one, Pedro, just because it's you, man. Let me add this one. Let me add this one. Hold on. Let me add this one to the screen, Pedro. I got you covered. This is all my brothers and sisters and my Christian folks, man. Especially my Christian folks that tune in. I know y'all don't, this is just for you all, family. Just for you all, man. Positive vibes all the while, man. Yes. Zion's Gate. Zion's Gate, family. Marching to Zion. Marching to Zion. Probably a new one.
I don't want to be left out of Zion Gate.
Tell a friend, man.
I don't want to be left out of Zion Gate.
Tell a friend, family.
I don't want to be shut out of
You don't want to be left out at all.
Zion Gate. I need you to live in this love and feel.
Tell a friend, family.
Just alone can be my satisfaction. Fill my heart with love.
Fill your heart with love, Father.
Just alone can be my satisfaction. Fill our heart with love.
Love and light, family, all day, every day, man. All of these politics in this city. Scribes and Pharisees, man.
When the sons and daughters look around
Beverly.
and see the wondrous thing that Jah done around, the birds and the puppies in a good place of rest,
Link to the comment, Beverly.
and even the waters flow,
Link to the comment, man. Talk to tonight.
and the shining rainbow beyond the frosty clouds. Jah alone can give my satisfaction.
Yeah, alone, man.
Fill our heart with love.
Deliverance, I like it.
Jah alone
Deliverance.
can give us
Amen.
satisfaction. Fill our heart with love.
Hallelujah.
Nothing is wrong that Jamie. Everything is perfect.
Ali Black the first.
And he leads the way all day.
This is them in.
That is all I need.
One perfect knowledge, man.
To make everything that's going like you read.
Alone, family, alone.
Fill our heart with love.
Fill our heart with love, family. That's what we're dealing with, family. Yes.
Fill our heart with love. I know it's true.
Jah know it's true.
Jah alone can give us satisfaction to satisfy my soul.
You can't play one Zion tune. Daffodil. You can't play one Zion tune up to the other one, man. You can't play one with the other Pedro. You're the tasty people, family.
A slice of Mount Zion is for I. A slice of Mount Zion is for I.
Yeah, I gotta pull out the top, man. Gotta pull it through the top, man. You captain it through what? You're mad, you're mad. Put your Armageddon, man, for life. Who feels it knows, man? Who feels it knows, man? This is a slice of heaven, family.
A slice of Mount Zion is for I. A slice of Mount Zion is for I.
Yes,
I
sir.
pray to Jah earnestly to please let me live honestly. Love my brother, that's all I need.
Love your brother.
I need no riches, just harmony.
Love your sister.
A slice of Mount Zion is for I.
Yes, sir.
A slice of Mount Zion is for I.
Tell a friend, family.
I'm willing Jah to
Politically
lay
incorrect.
down
Let me get
on
it
Zion
correct.
do away like a footmat. Even the saints
Correct.
of Zion
Correct.
tread upon my back and enter in.
Love,
A slice of Mount
Okay,
Zion is for
love,
I.
family.
A slice of Mount Zion is for
Shit,
I.
is saying one power. No
I pray
different,
every
man.
day to see the falling of the wicked man. I know that wickedness will prevail,
Police officers
but only
fabricated
for a
believe
little
that
while.
in
And
Barbados.
a slice of Mount
No,
Zion
man.
is for
It's in
I.
my pocket, man.
A slice of Mount Zion is for
Everyone
I.
person is the lawyer, man. Put it in the media, man. Attorney General. I know you next to me.
Cannot go to Zion with your force.
You next, AD.
A man has an enter in a house. You cannot live here with your big gun. All you got to do is help me pray. Let's kneel on our knees and clasp our hand and say, Father, please help me. A slice of Mount Zion is for I. A slice of Mount Zion is for I.